So here's a quick video on Rattan LM750 LF750 4-inch by 20-inch rear tire tire air pressures. All right. Now, I know that on the side of these pressures, at least on this one anyway, the side of the tire says 20 pounds, running at 20 pounds, and yada yada. But this is what I have found out. Okay, I run these at 30. I run ours at 30 pounds, and the reason why is running at lower pressures squats the tire. Okay, and it does. It squats the tire, and it gives you the suspension of having that bounce to those tires. All right, so you have that too, but it also increases the ride patch that you're riding on the tire. All right, now this is an old motorcycle trick. Okay, an old, on my motocross bikes, depending on the track, I'd run those at about 22 pounds. Okay, on my motocross bikes, depending on the track. All right, if it's a little bit harder surface track, I would adjust that. It's softer surface, sandy track, I would adjust it. Squattier tire will give you better traction and a better ride over sandy surfaces and stuff. Harder, narrower patch contact on the ground gives you less resistance to rolling and will actually increase your battery life and makes it a little more steerable on the street, makes it a lot more nimbler. All right, and with the Rattans having the suspension in the seat posts and the front forks and stuff, you know, I mean, you just have to decide whether or not. But I can tell you this, okay, running a harder tire on a street surface is better than running low air pressure. Okay, so and I can tell you that on both of ours, and we have different tires. Cheryl's came with patches, came with what are those called? Cheo Yangs, and mine came with these white letter CST BFT 2040. See that? All right. And I run them both. I run them all at 30 pounds. All right, and it really helps on getting more distance out of your battery. If you want to just pedal the bike, it's a whole lot easier to pedal with the tires inflated up. Okay, and so far, 300 and some miles we put on them like that. Although she did pick up a nail, but it's a nail. You know, nails go through tires. But absolutely no problem whatsoever, none whatsoever as far as running 30 pounds. They run just fine. They don't blow up. They don't whatchamacallit. Okay, that's the direction that I have. So I'm going to say you're safe somewhere between 30 and 15 pounds of air. All right, depending on the surface that you're on, depending on the ride that you're looking for. You know, 20 pounds would be what the max on the tire says. So I'm saying 15. I wouldn't go below 15 with a bicycle tire because they just don't have the rim to tire support on a dirt bike. And I sold all my dirt bikes, so I can't show you this. But on a dirt bike for running low air pressures, like we're running Silver Lake or something like that, on my motocross bikes or real sandy track, drop them down to 5 pounds. You know, where they just squat and get major traction, ride a 5-gear wheelie on dune sand. Okay, no joke. But the way that that's done is because you lower the air pressure in your rear tire, in your tires, and you float on top of the sand like a dune buggy. Okay, and but those rims had rim locks, and what the rim lock did was it went up inside of the tire, between the tube and the tire itself, and then it had little ears that stuck out, and when you tightened them down, they clamped the bead of the tire. They clamped, here, I got a little tire right here that doesn't have a rim on it. See this right here? This is the bead, okay? That rim clamp would go right in behind here where my finger is and push outwardly on that bead against the rim and actually lock that bead on against the rim, okay? And I want to talk about asphalt changing tires. Wait till you get a bike that you've got 2 or 3 rim locks in that you have to fix a tube or something. It's a nightmare. So, but without rim locks, which bicycles, at least that I know of, don't have them. Maybe some mountain bikes do or something. But without rim locks, I wouldn't go below 15 pounds. I really wouldn't. You know, just to be safe. You want to keep that tire on the rim. All right. You don't want the tire spinning on the rim, shearing off your Schrader valve. There's a Schrader valve. All right. See that? All right. If that tire can spin on the rim, all right. If the tire can spin on the rim, it'll shear that Schrader valve right off that tube. You know, you don't want that. So, all right. So I'm going to say between 15 and 30 pounds, you're safe. I run 30 pounds for asphalt, for running on pavement. You know, and really truthfully, we've run them in the woods. We've already run these things in the woods and the trails with 30 pounds of air in the tires, and they did just fine. But we're slow-paced, old people, retired people that we like that 10-mile-an-hour ride. You know, we're not looking for speed or whatever. We're just looking for enjoyment. Okay, and they done just fine on the hard trails, on the hard pack trails. All right, so there you go. Tire pressures, e-bikes, get out and ride.